Every day, people like you and me witness paranormal activity. Many people suffer alone, afraid of telling their stories. Their encounters remain locked away, like skeletons tapping lightly on a closet door. Join me, Blake Lewis, as we peel back the veil of our reality, searching through silence. Good evening, children of the night. Scream and the Ghostface Killer ran away with a staggering win at the polls. The Ghost Nation has spoken. Wes would have been proud. Tonight we pay our respects to Wes Craven and his original masterpiece, Scream, with an honest review of the latest release for the Scream franchise, Scream 2022. No surprise here with how huge the anticipation for that movie was. When it hit the release date, there were so many people clamoring to go out into the theater to see this. I, unfortunately, was not one of those people who was looking forward to this film at all, to be honest. I was extremely worried that it was not going to live up to the standard I was weighing it against. That being the original, because the original is so iconic. That intro to Scream is one of the best horror movie intros I have ever seen. Drew Barrymore crushed that acting, and that entire encounter seared into my brain in my younger years. Nights at friends' houses, prank calling each other. Those were the golden years. Alright, so, as this movie states within the movie itself, this movie is more of a requel. It pays homage to Wes Craven's original vision. Well done for a fifth installment, I'll add that directly out the gate. Only so many times you can tread in those bloody, murky waters of a single franchise while adding new aspects or unforeseen events into the equation. Not straying too far from the path and keeping the rules intact, I might add. Some of the scenarios in the movie I cannot buy are absolutely unbelievably unrealistic. Like the landline scenario directly in the beginning. You cannot pay me to believe that some stranger would call for her mother and she would just immediately hop into a full-blown conversation, opening up to some older dude and just having a random conversation. Come on, kind of at first pulled at me like, I couldn't see it happening, but I pushed it off to the side and I kept going. I kept enjoying myself. I loved right in the beginning seeing how they kind of were trying to build off of the initial Drew Barrymore scene and use a lot of the same feel in the beginning of that movie that they did in the original Scream movie. And I love the little flip FaceTime scene that they did so that the killer was utilizing new technology to make it a little bit more spicy in the moment. It was clever. And that leg stomp with the broken shin and then the stab to the hand, god damn. I felt that shit. I felt it. And when she is caught at the end and he's plunging the knife into her vital organs. Okay, start me up gruesome. Kickstart that shit. Let's go. I'm ready. Popcorn's ready. So we continue on with the movie. They tried so very hard to recreate the exact same Scream movie, though, from the original. And they even take shots outside of the school that tried to recreate the original movie scenes. I mean, like, shadows of the original movie Scream. They didn't pull any punches either. It was like they intentionally were throwing it out in your face that they wanted to recreate the first movie. I do like how you find out that Samantha, who is basically your heroine character, was Billy Loomis's daughter. That was a clever little twist. And the first person that Ghostface in the movie goes to attack is her half-sister, Tara. All throughout the movie, I did enjoy all of the acting. I was very surprised. I thought that it was going to be cheesy because I'm not going to lie. After Scream 2, I fell off of the Scream wagon so hard. I dove off that shit, landed right on my ass. Scream 3 and 4 were absolutely cheesy. I couldn't get into them. Couldn't. As soon as we started getting into the backstories of Cotton Weary and all of this other stab type of bullshit in the background, it was drawn out too much. Getting a little too cheese factory for my blood. I did find that this movie gave me a lot of that first time cringe, shock. You know what I mean? Like when people go out and you're at the movie watching something for the first time, you get that cringe factor because you're not sure necessarily what you're going to be seeing, and you don't appreciate the movie at first glance because you're too busy worrying about the fact that you don't know what's going on and it's not living up to what you hold so high. So I'm almost positive that this movie is going to have a different effect on me when I rewatch it for a second time, because I'm going to appreciate it far more now that I know exactly how the movie itself unfolds. I'm too judgmental of a movie for the first time that I see it. I find myself always battling my own conscience throughout the entire film. I love all of the camera angles and the overall feel of this movie. It is not the same experience as the first film, though. That is probably gonna hold with me different than any of the other Scream movies forever, because that first film just has the Halloween type of feels to it, and it has such a groundbreaking and warm overall texture. I love the first time that Wes Craven ever attacks anything. Like Wes Craven putting his twist to it initially. And believe it or not, he only wanted that movie to be one movie. He didn't want sequels to it. Same shit that happened with him with The Nightmare on Elm Street. He wanted standalone movies, and then other people drug his movies into darkness. There were a couple of death scenes in this movie that I love the overall scene work, but some of the shit that happens in it, like the sheriff family death scene, that takes far too long for anything to really unravel. Like the fact that the police took damn near 20 minutes to get to the sheriff's house after she puts in a call that she needs backup immediately in a small town is absolutely laughable. There's no way it takes that long for a single cop car to come to the scene. My man gets out of the goddamn shower. He goes downstairs. The door pops open. He's checking the fridge. He wants to eat something. He's reading a note from mom. There's a whole bunch of shit that's happening that I'm like, I'm a cop. I'm there. I'm at the goddamn doorstep already. That kind of bugged me. And another one, a little bit later when Tara is inside of the hospital, and I don't care what time it is, there's not a single fucking doctor in that entire hospital. The hallways are all dark. There was one fucking police officer in there with her, and Ghostface lacerates the hell out of the dude and leaves him on the floor to bleed out like a stuck pig. And that's it. That was all that was there. Now the whole hospital is empty. Right. Okay. And there's no other patients there. She's the only fucking patient in that entire wing. Really? Come on. This frustrates me. How does Dewey not shoot the killer, and then when he hits the floor, immediately shoot him in the head and not tear off his fucking mask? Nope. He's gonna shoot him in the body and he's gonna run to the elevator and then make the decision to go back and shoot him in the head. Bullshit. Shit like that drives me absolutely crazy. Seriously. That being said, that Dewey kill was hard and epic. Oof. And that pull away shot, I mean, with all of the suspension of disbelief within the hospital, for sure though, I mean, that look of Ghostface wearing the bulletproof vest, and my man attacked the hell out of him with 2 blades, and he's standing there looking all epic. Dude, that shit was fucking raw looking. I hope they implement that costume design into Dead by Daylight. Like, please, can I run around as Ghostface with my fucking bulletproof vest? Come on, I want it. That brutality by Samantha was righteous. I thoroughly enjoyed that shit. I loved it. Was stabbing the hell out of him like she was at A&E, How to Kill Your Husband in 5 Ways type of kill. Like she just kept stabbing, showing her teeth and gritting and shit. Blood squirting everywhere. He got his ending all right. Now, with all of the Scream movies that I have seen, I would put Scream, the original Scream, at number 1, hands down. No other Scream film can even pretend to hold weight to that film. Scream 2, I love Scream 2. I enjoyed that as well, and that was great because it was a good way to flip it on its head. But then after that, I would have to say Scream 2022. I could be without Scream 3. I could sure as hell be without Scream 4. Wash my hands of those movies. I can't watch them. I know there are a whole bunch of you out there that love Scream 3 and love Scream 4. That shit is so cheesy to me. I can't get into it. I'm more of a trilogy type of person. So if I had to build my own, it's Scream, Scream 2, and Scream 22. There it is. I do know that they are in the process of making a Scream 6. I know that they're going to probably, from here on, build on Samantha's character being hunted down from now on. Like that was Sidney Prescott passing the torch to Samantha so that we now have a brand new hero that we get to follow. So we don't have to have the same old ass skin and bones Sidney Prescott up on the screen. She and Gal Weathers were looking mighty aged. They were getting up there. I was upset when Dewey died. I'm not gonna lie. Me seeing Dewey get taken out kinda hurt my heart. Cut me deep in my heartstrings because that motherfucker has lived through some crazy shit. But 2 blades, one to the front and back. Come on. Damn. I still can't get over it. I can't. It was hard. I loved it. Not it being Dewey, but I loved it. Wes Craven definitely would have approved of this film, and I do believe it holds weight against the second installment. But if you ask me, absolutely none of them can come close to the original. I watched that original so many times, and I still get sucked into it. Like, it's that much of a cult classic. I find myself popping on the original and I want to throw on the Ghostface mask just to watch it. But Wes Craven had that power, man. When he was alive, God bless his soul, wherever the hell that soul roams. He was great when he made the first movies to his popular franchises. And they're 2 of my favorites. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. They're great. So, with everything that I have gone over when it comes to reviewing this movie, out of a 1 to 5 star rating, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 4. I still think it was up there. I love the dinginess. I love the grit of it. I loved seeing that they somehow brought the franchise back around. They followed all of the rules that most of the Scream movies have established that they have to, because it's now part of its whole culture. You gotta follow the rules. Can't do this shit wild. There is no Buck Rogers when it comes to fucking Scream. You gotta do it, and you gotta do it a certain way. But I'll ask you, what's your favorite Scream movie? And with that, I hope you stay safe, sleep well, and keep your wits about you.